Hey guys, and welcome to a recent gaming video, and this is going to be a little bit of an unusual one because this is going to be the first and probably only time that I ever cover a mobile game. Now this was a game that I thought I would finish, or I guess once I say what it is, there really isn't a way to complete a game like this. But I am currently in a season of baseball in this game. This is on my phone, but this is 9 Innings Pro Baseball 2015. Yeah, I guess you can kind of see that. I didn't think about the glare effect. But that's the game right there. It's one of the few games that I have on my cell phone because I'm a big baseball fan. And a couple years back, I had a Samsung Galaxy Note, the very first one, nice big screen. And I remember looking through the App Store and looking under games, especially cheap or free games, and I stumbled across this baseball game from this same company. This is Com2US Corp or Com2Us. I'm not sure exactly what it is. I believe it's like a South Korean company, but I downloaded and played the baseball game that they had a couple years ago, and I enjoyed it. Now, this is a game that doesn't have the license, like the MLB license for the teams, but it does have a license with the Players Association. So all of your regular Major League Professional Baseball players are in this game with their pictures and their names. And you still have the teams as far as the towns go. So I play as St. Louis because I'm a Cardinals fan. And this game is, as you know, because it's a mobile game, it has what I would call to be kind of fancy Super Nintendo era graphics to it. It's not three-dimensional. I don't know that too many phones would be able to handle that unless they were really nice phones. But it doesn't take anything away from it. It's a throwback to like mid-90s Super Nintendo games, and I played some good baseball games for those. And that was what I wanted. I have baseball games for consoles, but I don't play them as much as I should. And this goes with me, whether it's when I go to work or when I'm laying in bed, or when I'm in the bathroom. It just kind of has the ability to go places that my consoles and TV cannot. So I'm currently at about maybe 110 games into a season. I think the season, I noticed on here the other day, the season is like 135 games, not the full 162. But I'm almost through it. And I was going to wait, but I was like I said before, why? You know, it's a game. It's no different now than it was when I started, or what it'll be if I finish the season and go to the World Series and win the championship. So here's my pros and cons about this game. The pros, it's a decent game. If you're looking for baseball, it will fill that need. It will scratch that itch. It's a game with the ability to bat and field and run and pitch and all of that. And I will admit straight up, I only ever play the offensive side of my team's innings. I just like to hit. I don't care about fielding or pitching. I'm not good at either of those. I actually let the computer take care of that, and it's the one part of the game that's left to chance. Because much like some of my console baseball experiences, this game is super easy. It's really not hard to hit the ball, get hits, drive in runs, and win games. If the computer decides that your pitcher is just going to give up a bunch of runs when they're up to bat, or excuse me, when they're pitching, and you lose the game because of that, that's just the way that it is. But all of my main batters in the lineup from 1 through 8, being that it's American or National League and the pitcher hits, but all the other batters on my team, everyone except for the 7th place hitter, have 100 RBIs or more at this point in the season. And the other guy has something like 94 or 95. Everybody on my team is batting at least 385 or higher, and the highest ones are batting around 485, almost 500 hitters on my team. Home runs are not crazy, but I do have a guy who's got like 26 home runs and a guy with 22 and a couple of guys that are like between 16 and 18. It's not gratuitous as far as home runs go, but as far as hitting goes, you're just driving in runs left and right. And so, and I don't know what like setting I'm playing it on. I don't know if I set it, or even if you can set it to a difficulty level. But even if it's an easy or difficult or whatever it may be, games like this tend to be like where you just blow the cover off the ball all the time. And that's going to lead into a con against the game here in a minute, but I want to make sure I cover all the stuff that I like about it. Well, yeah, I guess for the most part, just I like it because it's a competent baseball game, and that's what I was looking for. The stuff that I have against it, the cons for this game, well, one thing, it's a mobile game, and mobile games end up having two different things basically. One thing over here is unusual ideas. Like, I'm not even saying that they're necessarily mobile ideas, just unusual ideas. And then on the other side over here, there's the microtransactions. Now, I've never bought anything on this with money. I never will. In fact, once I'm done with the season that I'm playing right now, whether I win the championship or not, I'm deleting the game off of my phone. But it greets me every time with a thing. Hey, you can pay $8 and get this and get this and get this. And I'm like, I don't want any of that stuff. I'm doing really good on my own. I didn't have to spend money on anything. Now, partially microtransaction and partially the unusual ideas that I was talking about before is the fact that in this game you earn these cards. Now, I know that there are some console sports games that give you decks of cards. I've never really understood the concept of that or why that was necessary. The games that I played 10, 15 years ago, sports games wise, didn't have that, and they were just fine. But in this game, you get these cards. In fact, you'll earn cards whenever you earn like a certain amount of achievement points in the game, or you'll just get cards at the end of a game. And some of the cards are like equipment cards, which give you certain stat boosters in your game, like pitch control or batting power, or the percentage of which you earn more cards, or just all kinds of weird stuff. And some of the cards are player cards, and that's what my biggest con against this game. What I would love to have had in this game was a standard roster setup, meaning every team had their starting lineup of batters, their pitchers, their relief pitchers, and then your bench players and bullpen, bullpen pitchers. And then like maybe some sort of a farm team or minor league thing where maybe some players could come up, and then like a free agent pool of players that if you wanted to, you could go pick somebody. And then, of course, like a trade system to be able to trade with other teams. Well, in this game, there's none of that. Like I said, you get these cards. And if you need some new batter in your lineup, there's no injuries or anything in this game, which is a bit of a shame because I like the realism of a player getting injured and then you have to replace them. But in this game, there's no injury thing. But batters maybe not so much, but some of my pitchers I've seen, they can suck so bad that you're just pissed off every time that they're in the game. So I ended up replacing my one pitcher on my lineup that I didn't like with these other player cards. But these player cards that you earn are just random. They can be a player from any team. So I've actually had pitchers pitching for my team while at the same time the actual pitcher was playing for the team that they normally play for. And I don't like that. I don't like is this guy supposed to be a clone or something? I wish they could have just shed the shitty card system and did normal rosters, do normal transactions, do full seasons and franchise modes. But maybe I'm thinking a little too outside the box for a mobile game that's limited by its space and its power. But it's enough that, like I said, I'm done with it once I finish this season off. The card thing is bizarre. I don't need to have microtransactions advertised to me all the time. No, I don't even understand why anybody would want microtransactions. It's so easy to hit and play in this game. that even if somebody was playing it on a high difficulty level, they shouldn't need to pay microtransaction fees to get perks or bonuses when they can just say, just take the difficulty level down a little bit. And that's, like I said, that's if there is a setting in here for the difficulty. A lot of times on games, I put it to the easiest setting so that I can just play and I don't have to worry about it. Let's see, I've put it on here. It doesn't look like it. Sound, speed, vibrate, controls, language. So I don't think that there is a way to set it to being easier. So just the way that I've been playing it is the way that it is for everybody, and it's so easy to just have a monster team with a monster season. So I don't know. If you're looking for a good mobile baseball game, check this one out. Maybe you'll like it. But for me, there's just too much crazy shit and too much mobile mentality. I'd rather just sit down and play my, at this point, like, yeah, almost 10-year-old Major League Baseball game I have for my PS2 than this. Even with this being convenient, being able to play this game while I'm laying in bed before I go to sleep. So anyway, that's just my thoughts on this game. I've already kind of forgot the name. 9 Innings 2015 from Com2 US or Com2 Us. It's okay, but I would say it's like middle ground at best. So, yeah, anyway, that's my thoughts on that. Like I said, probably the first and only mobile game I'll ever do a video about. The only other games I've ever had on here is like a Tetris game, and then I used to have a bunch of those logo games, guess the brand, guess the team, guess the whatever. Those are fun, but they're not worth talking about. So, alright. Well, there goes my fire alarm because of stuff that I'm cooking. I guess I better stop my video now. So I'll see you guys later.